you and Nashim Marek used to make pause tapes back in the day, right? Like,
That's correct. Yeah, we actually, that was when I was in school, and we were just kind of working on music for fun. We didn't have any real outlets for anything, so he and I were just connected. And how that happened was just knowing people around the way. I'm from Springfield Gardens, Queens. He's from Springfield / Cambria, Queens. So just knowing people, and I was actually, I think at that time I was DJing a little bit, and started getting into the concept of making pause tapes because I got tired of going back and forth, messing up on some of the back and forth. So the pause tape made it to where it was perfect every time.
Yeah, could you kind of, for people that may not know, like, could you explain what a pause tape is?
Absolutely. So a pause tape is if you have a break beat, for instance, that you want to continue for 5-6 minutes long, but the break may actually be about 30 seconds long. You record the portion of the break on the tape, and you pause it when it ends, go back to the beginning, record it from the beginning to the end, pause it, and you just keep doing that. That becomes a pause tape. So you're constantly hitting that pause button for the length of time that you want that break to extend.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. So that, and so,
and let me tell you,
first got started in production, like
it is. And let me tell you a little something about that technique. I had 2 tape decks. So what I would do is the drum I would have on one pause tape, make the 4 or 5 minute break of just the drums. Then I would play that, and then on the turntable scratch in the parts of another sample or a sound that I wanted to cut on top of that drum beat, and then I would record that on the second tape deck. So that's how I created.
So you were actually able to like layer the sounds together.
Exactly.
And stuff.
That's what I was doing.
Make a track. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's how I started. That's how I started. And the funny thing was the sound of it was so terrible because you're making the pause tapes and you're already overdubbing once. And these weren't high-end tape decks. These are like and in tapes I can find around the house or whatever. So they weren't like really good quality tapes. But it gave the sound.
Every time you heard record something new, it messes up the fidelity. Like, yeah.
Exactly. But it was something about the way it captured the vibe, and the rawness of that was also kind of cool on some of the breaks. And when I eventually went to a studio, my first time in the studio, and I had the opportunity to work with the sampler and all of the stuff they had in the studio, it didn't feel like the tape. Like I still wanted to get the essence of the grittiness, So we actually, on a couple of songs, this is demo stuff before I started making records, but kind of practicing with groups around the way, stuff like that. I actually recorded from the tape deck and sampled that to make the beat, just to capture that kind of that sound,
Oh, okay. So like you added that to the actual like recording of the track.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.